your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day. But I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies ain't gray, we're gonna be okay. Calm yourself, hold my hand, don't let go. I understand. I know it hurts, it wasn't fair. It's over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go.
Follow me out, down to the bay. Forget all the worries. When you're with me, let every way gently kiss away some of the hardness from those brief yet gloomy days. We give you our land. We're so blessed to have you anchor our hearts and give us a fresh start. Wilderness, we've come for you. We'll misbehave.